Alrighty. Oh, Tani got a... That's actually pretty cool. Dude, that's actually sick. I'm not like a big baseball fan these days, but a Shohei Ohtani skin is pretty sick. Especially they gave him a Lego. Good for them. Good for him. That's so cool. You know, Code Epic Bricks if you're grabbing it. Oh, good. It has Lego. Yes, that's cool. What's this one? Ah, that's sick. Yo, what's going on, Neptune? Ghost Merc and Shadow Merc. They kind of look derpy. I mean, they look derpy in VR, but they're super derpy in Lego. That one's cool. Still got the Patty's Day stuff. Happy late St. Patrick's Day, everybody, by the way. The shop is still going to update in like 30 minutes, but I wasn't here yesterday, so we'll check out what there is. Professor Slurpo. I like Slurpentine better. Oh, yeah, I did, Neptune. This is like the first thing. Literally, I opened my TikTok today, and that was probably one of like the first 3, if not first videos that popped up on my FYP. I was actually like a little shook. I was like, holy Santa Claus. No, it was very unexpected because for the longest time, Mega Constructs has had the license. And a lot of people probably would have, if like before today, even me, I probably would have argued against, not that I didn't want Pokemon to be Lego, but I would have argued that it probably wouldn't happen. 1, because of licensing. 2, because like with Pokemon, it depends on how you do the build. Because the problem with Bionicle back in the day was it was popular, but the problem with Bionicle was it required too many uniquely molded pieces that were only ever going to be used for Bionicle. Whereas Lego, when they design a part, no matter what it is, yeah, they might, like when they're designing a new part, that might be niche, but they also want that part to be usable in other sets, you know, if they just change the color. Whereas, like, if you have, like, say, Charizard and you did a little non-brick-built Charizard character, it would require a lot of probably, like, the head would need to be molded, probably the wings. And not that you couldn't use those in other sets, but having a Charizard head, that's pretty, like, specific. You couldn't really, like, use that uniquely. Whereas it's like the Lego frog. That's a good example of a piece that, yeah, it's a Lego frog, but it's been used as like billions of other things. But the fact that they are doing Lego Pokemon, it makes me think it'll be less like construction type figures and more sculpture type figures. Gotta build them all, Lego man. Exactly. What is happening on the 25th? We are getting our next update. It's nothing gargantuan. It's not like a Storm King update type of thing. But we are getting, they're buffing the Shatterhorn sword. Or the, what is it called? Yeah, the Shatterhorn sword. And then or no, that's not even what it's called. The Cyclone Pickaxe and now I can't even remember. They're buffing the Mythic Sword. And then also they're making it so the wall displays, the wall mounts, you'll be able to display any item on them, whether it's a resource, a charm, whatever you want, you'll be able to display it on the wall mount on the 25th. And then what was the other major thing? Actually, that's what I wanted to go over with you guys today a little bit, because I want to make it into a video. Like I want to make a video like how to prepare for this next upcoming update. I don't know why I'm forgetting the other main bullet point. So there's the brick life stuff. Oh yeah, the recycler. I don't know why I was not thinking of it. Yeah, what's going on, Lizzie? Oh yeah, they did. Honestly, there was an announcement recently about how LEGO is going to start producing their games in-house, and I guess there's a quote from it saying like they'd rather over-invest in it than anything. And because like Lego Star Wars, Lego Indiana Jones, those are always outsourced to a certain developer or whatever, or publisher, I can't remember. But they want to start developing them in-house. I'm like, dude, a Lego Pokemon game would go crazy. Like a standalone. They don't even necessarily have to touch anything with Lego Fortnite. But a standalone Lego Pokemon game, oh, that'd be cool. But yeah, so we've got... Can I just pull up the screen share? There's that working. Yeah, there we go. And then for TikTok, I don't think I have a display capture scenes. Oh, I do. There, you guys can see that, kind of. So there's the recycler coming, which is going to be an item. What's happening on March 25th? We're getting a new update. So LEGO Fortnite updates, what to expect March 2025. So these, they already released the Gold Rush Gallery Pass, which came out on the 11th. And then we are getting another update, improvements to come on Odyssey on March 25th. So there's a bunch of Brick Life stuff that's going on. I don't really cover Brick Life stuff too much. But then we've got the Odyssey updates that are, again, coming March 25th. Let's talk about Odyssey improvements coming later in March. Do your world a favor with the Recycler. With the new Recycler Station, recycle crafted items to gain a portion of the used materials back. This means you can break down old charms and weapons into resources you can reuse. Unlock the Recycler recipe by building or using a stone breaker starting March 25th. Yeah, they definitely, I agree. More biomes, more types of enemies, more often, I highly agree. Wall mount changes, so here's what I'm honestly probably most excited about. Starting March 25th, you'll be able to put non-holdable items on wall mounts, like resources and charms. Use these as labels for your chests, and chests you put below them. And if your wall mounts are hanging things that can turn on or off, like the illuminator or a lightsaber, you'll be able to turn them on or off on the wall mount. So that's pretty cool, to be honest. For easier access, the wall mount will move to the utility section of the build menu. So don't think it's going to disappear for a little bit. Like, where's the wall mount? It's going to be where the beds and the chest star, probably in the utility section.
Thank you for
So
your
here's some,
patronage.
yo, Kiki G, thank you for the resub. 3 months in a row. That's a new brick. Yeah, a new badge. New brick badge. Yeah, well, you got to think about it. Every item that before that could go on the wall mount was an item that could go into your hand. So it's really easy just to put a clip on the wall and clip that item to the wall. Where every other item in the game doesn't necessarily clip to the wall. They have to find another IRL solution technique to clip it to the wall and have it look good. So some other, there's like some combat things. Yo, NZ with the resub for 9 months. Let's go. So the sprint, we're getting a new sprint attack. So we've got the jump attack. Now we've got a sprint attack. Be a force with the new sprint attack. Sprint to close the gap on enemies, delivering a powerful strike when you catch up. Jump attack changes. The jump attack will have clearer visuals, so it's easier to see when you hit an enemy. Also, the issue that prevents the attack from doing damage when it looks like it should have done damage will be fixed. I have kind of noticed that. Sometimes you'll swing, and you'll be like, bro, I smacked him. And yeah, I've definitely noticed that. So that's a good change. And then we're also getting a sprint jump. Leap into adventure like never before with the sprint jump. This new jump adds extra spring to your step and makes exploring your Odyssey world even smoother. So there's kind of a hint of this already. When you run around in your world, you have like the BR kind of animation, but the jump itself hasn't really changed. The advanced weapon journal, I don't know what this means. Maybe someone else can interpret this better for me. Hype train! Thank you. Choo-choo. Maybe someone can interpret this better than I can. The new advanced weapon journal will help remind you which weapons you can craft. Activate the journal in 2 ways. Try refining raw materials to stone slabs, metal bars, or cut crystals, etc. Interact with stations like gem cutter or metal smelter and start crafting a weapon of the same rarity as the refined materials you previously crafted. I just don't... All those words, I understand the words. I just don't know what they mean in that order. What is it? What is that doing for us? Am I like... Is this something... It's probably way simpler than it's making it sound. It's weird. I just don't... It's... I need a illustration for this. Because, yeah, that's my first thought, is like kind of like a codex for every combination. But that seems a little extensive, but... And then we got next level small talk. Villagers might have some things to say to you without you needing to talk to them first. If they do, you'll see a little bubble above their head with a comment. So they'll start having some probably unique dialogue, maybe some extra gifts and stuff like that. Yeah, I saw the Lego Pokemon teaser. Yes, updates on the 25th. Safety from the storm and rocks. When you run out of time in the storm, you'll be teleported into the sky at a safe distance to help prevent issues that make players sometimes get stuck in rocks and other things. Haven't had that happen to me other than logging in and out, but whatever. Thunderclap Blade updates. Upgrades, more like. It's getting a huge buff. The Thunderclap Blade, you know how the Cyclone Pickaxe is pretty good, but the Blade is kind of bleh. Like the epic and legendary ones are better than that one. So now, landing hits with the Thunderclap Blade will charge up the projectile attack. So the projectile attack was that thing you charged up and you shoot out the ranged attack. So landing regular hits with it is now going to power up the ranged attack. That's what it's saying. Making it simpler to get this attack ready. So essentially, you do melee attacks, charges up your other attack, which you can probably just do faster. The spin animation before the projectile launches will be removed so it's easier to land attacks on distant enemies. So essentially, all you do is, it sounds like you just hit, and then you go, boom. You just let out like a really quick beam of energy, or like, you know, wave of energy. Also, the more you charge it up, the more damage you'll do with both normal and... So if you don't let go of the projectile energy, it'll just get stronger on the regular attacks. So if you just use it as a straight up melee weapon, like it's gonna probably end up doing more damage than the legendaries now. This will be interesting to test. Yeah, what's going on, Francisco? A raise in shield usefulness. In skirmishes with enemies, raising your shield will be faster and more responsive. That's a little vague, but I mean, it already seems pretty responsive. Like, there's just no arm movement. Like, your character goes like this. This is not using your shield. This is using your shield. This is not using your shield. You just, like, barely move your arm. And then the Lego Pass already released, so this is all stuff that's we already know about. But all the other stuff, this is coming the 25th. Where's my mouse? There it is. So I figure with all that stuff in mind, I don't know if there's much prepping per se I can do, but there is a little bit of prepping I can do for the display aspect. Yeah, Strafe. It's the build complexity. It's hard to tell, but it has mildly got like just ever so slightly gotten better over time. I wouldn't say leaps and bounds, but from day one to now, there are definitely villages that were previously hitting build limit that are now not even getting, like, you know, I could probably build a lot more on them. And there's other times where there's certain villages that I built in the first couple months that I hit the build limit pretty quick. And now I've built villages that are almost like 2 times as big and twice as dense and still not had build limit issues. So it has to has improved at least a little bit. But yes, overall, I hope it's something they can at some point divert a lot of extra time and resources towards, to just be like, optimize, optimize, optimize. This game is by default going to be complex with all the pieces that the game has to track where they are, where you built them, how they interact if you break them, all their VFX, if there's lights coming off them, all that stuff. The game has to keep track of it. They just need to optimize that process so that way it's just it's easier, it's more efficient, you know. No. I've been working on some stuff in the Craftopia community world that I've been taking a part of. And then today, I can't remember what I finished, what you wouldn't have seen, if anything. But I want to do some prep in the display base. Because over there, the goal there was to have every item that can be on a wall mount and displayed. And with the update coming out on the 25th, that's going to open up, obviously, every other item in the game that I can put up on the wall. So I need to start, not need to, I could always, but I've got really nothing unique or different to start doing right now. So I figure start setting up some display areas at the display base so that when the update drops, I've already got all the stuff there ready to go. I think it's fun. I think it's all fun. Whoa. Smooth map. My map got a shave. Kingpin, how you doing? Could also maybe do the Storm King today. Oh, it's nighttime. Oh, what's happening? Is there new foods coming to LEGO? I mean, with this patch coming out, every medium-sized patch, medium to large size update, has generally had at least one or two things that get added that aren't mentioned in the patch notes. So, like, here's to hoping there's something extra like that. Like, that's, like, totally in the alley of something that can kind of get ghost patched in along with it without them mentioning it. It's like, oh, there's a random new food all of a sudden or something like that. I wouldn't get your hopes up that there's going to be something new like that in this update, but I think we all can agree there's been times where we're like, oh, I haven't done one in a while because there hasn't been as heavy of stuff like that, but I always used to do the like secret update, the stuff that they didn't mention in the updates. So first, let's do this. Let's get these ones done, because these ones are already organized. I just need to mark them when the update comes out. So I'll just throw a granite up there, granite slab up there, and, you know, so on and so forth for all these other items. So these are already prime setup for the new system. I kind of planned ahead for this. I kind of had this in mind. I was like hopeful. I was like, I got to leave some room for a wall mount if they ever make the change, because I figured they would. It was just a matter of time. You know what else we need now, though? Signs. Custom signs would be great. Not for marking chests necessarily, but for marking areas. Like, if I wanted to put a sign there that was like stone or just said wood, I know I can mark it with wood now, but like it would be nice to have like text if I wanted to. Yeah, I hope they at least, if they don't come out with any brand new foods, new recipes, which is probably what you're also talking about, is would be great. Just like, you know, don't even have to give us a new food, like base food, just give us a new recipe that's consisting of the foods we already have. We still need to be able to, I don't know why they haven't given us the ability to make milk yet. Or cheese, excuse me, not milk. You can make milk with cows. Cheese. Why can't we make cheese at the juicer with like milk? Use milk to make cheese. Why isn't cheese makeable in the game yet? We've like, it'll make Kaz so happy. But yeah, cheese is one of those things where it's like, we have the ingredients. I'm almost positive it's just milk and you churn it. Or maybe that's butter. I mean, we basically have the ingredients. If they make a churner, though, that's like for one thing. Like, I would be about it, but like, in reality, by like design wise for like a game, why would you want a whole nother workstation to do one job that you could technically, in my opinion, like I said, probably assign to the juicer? Dude, the juicer already makes like the weirdest variety of things that there are. It makes bait buckets. It makes ice cream. It's an ice cream maker, a bait maker, and a smoothie machine all at the same time. So if we could just add like churner into the list of responsibilities of the juicer, I don't think that would be a stretch. Unless there was like an up, like, I don't know. I just think it fits. Is this LEGO World public? No, this is my solo world. You know what's also cool is, you know how right now when you put the lightsaber on the wall, it's just the hilt? On the 25th, with the wall mount update, not only will you will be able to put all the other items on the wall mount, but when you put the lightsaber on the wall mount, you can actually have it activated so you can see the actual blade. Yo, thank you, Strafe. So pretty much everything else in the base like this is the only part that needed to be updated, so that was pretty easy to get those down. Good evening, Zep. Thank you for the gifties as well. And also, Francisco, thank you for the Minecrafts. So, should be good on materials here. Let's go over to the display base. Yo, Roberto, how's it going? Oh, you're in Phoenix. Nice. Nice. It's actually pretty nice. These last like week or so, we've actually been getting some cool weather. That's a tough question for me personally. Like, from an unbiased, like, video game lover in general, I wish it would have waited till it was, like, at a quote-unquote perfect state. Or, like 100% finished and figured out. But then, me personally, as a content creator who is making LEGO content, I was very much ready for a change in pace. And when it came out, it was kind of just like the perfect timing for me personally. And I got really into it. And it's also interesting. It's one of those like, because it got immediate like hype, but then like the overall popularity kind of died, which was good and bad for the game. You obviously want the game to be successful and have as many players, but on the flip side, because of the lack of popularity, it opened up a huge opportunity as a content creator to take what I was already doing as a successful content creator and move that into a space that had zero competition. You know, at the time, obviously, there's tons more. And I don't see, you know, my other peers as competition necessarily. But it is, like, from that standpoint, people that your videos have to perform against, essentially. And it was something I was like, well, this is just the obvious choice. I'm a LEGO fan. I already make LEGO content. This LEGO game is dropping. And, you know, I didn't obviously know it was going to work out the way it did. But, like, you know, it lost huge numbers. And I kind of prospered off that because, you know, there was still popularity, but there wasn't many. And still, you know, there's a good handful of us. But you compare that to many other games out there like Marvel Rivals or regular Fortnite. You know, the amount of creators there are in this space is very, very much less than the other games. No, I have not beat the Stone King every day. I have beat him a lot of days, but I've been pretty lazy the last couple weeks. Yeah, it's really random. It's all RNG which lightsaber color you end up getting, but it'll be really nice when they make the update. I'll probably end up putting these just a little bit lower, so that way when they're activated on the wall, you'll actually be able to see that they're one of each color. So that'll be updated. But this, if you're wondering what this is a storage base. Is there a jump pad somewhere here? Is there really not a jump pad? Rip. This is my, it's not necessarily a museum, but this is my display base. And it is meant to hold every item possible. Now, while it's not complete yet, I still have a lot of work to do, especially on the Shatterhorn stuff. Like, that'll just take a lot of time. And me continuing, I fell behind. There are people that probably have, like, 4 sets done by now, or even 5. I think there's probably enough time on the clock since the Storm King update to have like 4 or 5 done, and the rest of them, if someone's been doing them every day since, they'll have it done sometime in August, I think. And then sometime mid next year if they want to complete the whole set. But this is currently every single, other than Shatterhorn, legendary, epic, common, uncommon, and rare. So in these aisles, this has, starting from common, these are all the different common pickaxes. These are all the different uncommon pickaxes. These are all of the, or excuse me, these ones are common, uncommon, rare. No, these ones are, yeah, these ones are rare too, and then these ones are the, no, because, I don't know, I'm getting my rarities picks up. Anyway, gray, green, and then blue at the end. So this section is all the blue ones, so it starts with the gold handle, and then over to iron, copper, frost pine, flex wood, regular wood, mahogany, and flex wood, and then the blades, or the, whatever you want to call them, the pick, the blade part of the axes. Every variation going up, so same thing for the axes. Is there anything on if they're adding? Nothing officially, but it's one of those things over time that we as a fan base kind of just hope they give us over time. Like, hopefully, like, why wouldn't they? So I could always throw it up on one of these walls. I think I have enough space. Because let's see. We need to go to the codex. And basically, so all these items right here are able to go on the wall already. All of these ones can go on the wall already. And then, so how many individual charms? These charms don't even technically look different, but they are different by name, so I might have one for each. But here's every charm in the game. Let's see. Give me a, oh, perfect. Sticky note. The 4 charms. There are 2, 3, 4, 5, 14, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. There's 25 charms in the game. Plus, you know, I wonder, can we put the glider? Will we be able to put the gliders on, you think? I hope we could put, dude, I hope the glider's included. You think we'll be able to put the glider on the wall? Are you Kaz? No, I'm Epic Bricks. You know Kaz? We all know Kaz. Me and Kaz went to Denmark together to play LEGO Fortnite last year. Out of all the lightsabers in my world, oh, I already got that one. What are we doing today? Prepping for the update. I'm kind of just getting an idea. So with the random equipment, there's 3. Equipment. There's 3 items. So all of these can already go on the wall, but then these will be able to go on. I hope the glider will be able to go on the wall. That one's iffy. Essence is an actual item. These ones aren't actual items you pick up. Okay. So overall, we're just going to do processed and unprocessed. For wood, there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait. The 5, and then 6. So there's 11 for wood. Stones. So I gotta like grid this out for how I'm gonna organize these displays on the wall for the collection. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then metal. 1, 2, 3. And then, I mean, I just count all this as even glass. I count as metal. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then, honestly, Durasteel. I'll probably put Durasteel by the Star Wars stuff, so I might disinclude that, you think? Like, same with Plastoid eventually, wherever that is. Durasteel, I don't know, is Durasteel, that word, Durasteel. Like, I'm a Star Wars fan, but that Durasteel doesn't ring a bell for me majorly for Star Wars lore. Is Durasteel based on Star Wars lore, or was this just a randomly named item associated with the Star Wars update? Can anyone clear me up on that? How's it going, T-Block? Potato. How's it going? Boil them, cook them, put them in a stew.
Now, this is epic.
We're getting a minor update. It's okay, so it is okay. When best, so it's like a Wish.com Beskar essentially. See, it like sounded like it could come out of the Star Wars universe, but I'm not like a 10 out of 10 Star Wars geek. You know, I like Star Wars and all. So it is a Star Wars universe associated metal out of Star Wars lore. Okay. Cool. So I'll put that in the Star Wars section. So we'll disinclude that from metals. And we'll just make that one 8. Because I can just put that in Star Wars. That'll be really easy to put. Because is Plastoid? Is Plastoid also from Star Wars then? Is that also like a Star Wars thing on the same subject? Is that like what the Stormtrooper armor is actually made out of or something? Like, that's what it says in the description, so I guess that has something to do with the actual lore. The crafting material of choice for tough trooper armor. That's cool. Okay, cool. See, like, that's like really niche Star Wars knowledge, I feel like, that you don't like hear or see or read about every day. So yeah, I'll put Plastoid and Durasteel on the wall right over here where it would rightfully belong. I could put it like right below. I can move these down a little bit so the lightsabers are activated. And then there will be like... Oh, I'm lagging. Oh yeah, scrap. Scrap too. So essentially, we'll just branch these out under the lightsabers and we'll have the 3 different materials under the 3 different lightsabers. How do you make that black sword? So you need to use, speaking of, one, I'm going to have to sacrifice 2 whole Shatterhorn fragments. You know this, right? Because we'll have to put 1 Shatterhorn fragment on the wall. But then we'll have to make a spare legendary storm totem to put on the wall. So that will cost another Shatterhorn fragment. But you need those Shatterhorn fragments to make these. So you make them at the crafting bench, and they cost Shatterhorn fragments, and you can make the black blade. And then obviously whenever you make the hilt out of, makes the other color. But these Shatterhorn fragments are only dropped from the Storm King when you defeat him. Okay, so back to the codex. We got the metals. So we're not including that one, but we're going to include glass in the rest of it. And, oh yeah, wait. Where's scrap Durasteel? Is that in miscellaneous too? That's so weird. Why would they put the scrap Durasteel in miscellaneous? But the Durasteel, I guess it's because it's from the smelter. It's a smelter category, not processed. I don't know why they call it Stonebreaker and Lumber Mill. Why wouldn't they call it stones and then like processed stones? But then they couldn't call this processed metals because glass isn't technically like a metal. But like it's just associated with the cutter that it comes from, which is interesting. For gems, there's, I'm pretty sure 8, because there's 4 and 4. Yep, 8. That'll be easy. And then we have oh my god, there's so much stuff. Because we already have all the food. Creatures can't actually go on the wall, obviously. That'd be cool if they could. Oh, did you notice they finally took the bugged legendary storm flopper out of the codex that wasn't supposed to be there because it was now we'll stop getting questions on Reddit weekly. No, it was like, what's the missing fish? I can't find it. It's just the legendary storm flopper the whole time. Still a couple more enemies I gotta find in the codex too. I gotta go to Star Wars Island at some point again. Then we're almost done with that. It's just Lost Islanders, but I'm going to be missing a lot of the banana guys because I still haven't found that village yet. What are you playing? I only play survival. This is expert survival. It's pretty much all I play these days. I have like my OG regular survival world. But I haven't played on that since expert came out. Now I pretty much exclusively play on this expert world. Shit, dude, that glitch has been happening a lot more often. It's really annoying. Will the game ever get armor? Probably not that you will see your character wearing. The reason is I don't think they want to like impose on any of the licenses or their own properties. Like, they sold you this skin and they kind of like, they would be hard because if they had armor, like let's say they have like a breastplate, right? You'd have to put on your character. Well, it kind of, you know, depending on what skin you're using, that might fit the character differently or look weird because if your character already has, your skin already has a bunch of armor on it, it might clip through the armor that you put on over it. There's a lot of weird logistics there, I think. And they want you, the aesthetic to be the stuff you're paying for. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but that's probably where they're coming from, where they're like, well, if they could just use in-game items to gear up their guy and cover him up and customize him and make him look however they want, they ain't gonna buy no skins anymore because now that skin's just covered up and don't matter because you've got gear all over it, therefore less skin sales. Whereas I do think they will add more stuff like charms. I do think this category here needs to be extended up, and there needs to be charms. There needs to be like rings, trinkets, even like I said, there should be armor, but I don't think they're gonna show up on your character. But there should be more to this section here to like give your character perks and buffs. So that way you could do stuff like that. Yeah, I've thought about having some people help me look around for it. So, back to the codex. Sorry, gotta diligence. Seeing like a lot of this, these I'd put in the same category: spinning wheel, loom, friendly creature. Like this stuff comes from creatures, but I put it in this, like, obviously I would have wool thread and wool fabric all next to each other. Like that would be one. So I'd probably make this into one entire category. So we'll just do fabrics And there is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different fabrics. And then miscellaneous, we already have these two ruled out. Now, I honestly will probably transfer Storm Core, Greater Storm Core, Rift Crystals, and Rift Shards over to the gem category, because those are like crystals and gems. I kind of put them in the same, and you could kind of count the same thing with Storm Shell. But I directly associate these with the animal, whereas Storm Core, that comes from any Storm Wild, anything, humanoid or creature. So I kind of take that out of the creature section and put it, because it's still a crystal. It's kind of, because if that's a greater Storm Core, it definitely looks like some sort of crystal. So this has to be a crystal too. So I probably batch those 4 items and add those to the gems, which was 8. So that's 12 items actually in the gems. And then that leaves in here biomass, blast powder, eyes of the storm. Where should you think Eye of the Storm should go with the crystals too, though? Legendary Stinkfish, it shouldn't be, like, tough, but you're going to only find it in the Lost Isles. So wherever you're finding a regular Stinkfish, keep fishing there, you'll eventually find the legendary one. That's basically how it works. What do you think? Where should I categorize the Eye of the Storm? With the crystals? Like, just next to the Rift Crystal? You think? That goes for any fish. If you're... Like, there's not going to be a situation where you're like, oh, I'm finding the regular version. Do I have to go to a different place to find the legendary? No. Different fish are found in different areas, but the legendary and the common version of it go hand in hand. So if you keep finding the common version, it's just a matter of time before you find the legendary version. Yeah, I think Eyes of the Storm should go with the crystals, because it's also kind of like treasury, because crystals are treasure, gems are treasure. This Eye of the Storm is kind of like a jewel. It's almost like a pearl or something. But we can add that to the gems. That would actually make the gems 13. And then miscellaneous is basically just this and this. The blast powder and... Oh, you know what else we'll be able to put up there is the battery. Where's the battery? Oh, it's up here. The battery we'll probably be able to put on the wall too. Can't forget that. We'll put that in the miscellaneous. We'll just put biomass, blast powder, and batteries right next to each other. We would just call that the actual misc. Misc consists of 3 things: biomass, batteries, blast powder. And then we got that, and that is in Star Wars. Crystal, 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 crystal. And then... Oh, actually, Shatterhorn Fragment. That should probably be crystal too, you think? That's a 14th one. I'm forgetting. All these ones are categorized so oddly, it's throwing me off. Do you think Shatterhorn Fragment goes with crystal? Because it's like an artifact. It's like a gemmy, crystally, treasury, artifacty type deal. I think that works better. Because I'm just getting all these categories written down, so I know, and then I can start kind of planning it out grid-wise. So then that leaves just whatever's in this category for the final one, as long as I'm not forgetting anything. We already got books up, obviously. The wrench's up, so that's the only other oddball out that can't go on the wall. I'll probably put the misc right next to the equipment. Actually, I don't know. Yeah, probably. Because misc is also different than the equipment. But I already have a section for these ones, so then that literally just leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope, not 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, actually. Because this one we're actually going to put into the fabrics. I include silk in the fabrics, even though it comes from an animal, obviously. But we will put, that'll be the 11th fabric. Oh, wait, but what about... Oh, I forgot about the organic stuff. We'll throw that in with... No, because the vine I like to throw in... Where's the cord? Oh, the cord's down here. So, yeah, see, I like to throw the vine in with this category, too. So organic, we can throw into misc. Or near misc. So we'll just add another 4 to that. So it'll be 7 in misc. And add another 1 into 2 into fabrics. Right? So that'd be 13 fabrics for the cord and the vine. I think I pretty much have it covered. Yeah, these will go with the miscellaneous. Because, like, that's where I already have... That's how I already literally have those categorized in my village, dude. It's like I've done this before. Oh, I do have a better notepad over here. Holy crap. Look at that. Pen. There's a pen. That wasn't very neat the first time I did this. Charms was... Is there really 25 charms? Yeah, there was. So this must be your wallet. Makes sense to me. Equipment was 3. Wood was 11. Stone, sorry, I'm just rewriting this neater now, was 12. Metal, 8. And obviously if I make a small mistake on my counts there, I can adjust for it later. Gems was 14. Star Wars was 3 more. Fabrics was 13. Why did I write down 16 there? Oh, 16 was the last category, which was what? Animal stuff. And misc is 7. There we go. Much better. Then take it. It's not my wallet. The joke, I think, it's not just Patrick being dumb, but I think there's like an extra layer to it. That maybe I'm being stupid explaining the joke, but it's even funnier because Patrick is doing a bit. It's obviously his ID, but Patrick may or may not actually carry a wallet with him all the time. So it's obviously Patrick's ID, but the wallet is probably just when Patrick and SpongeBob were planning this little thing, they're like, oh, let's just use this little prop wallet and you put your ID in it and you drop it. So when he's asking him to take it, like Patrick really means it. Like it's not his wallet. It's his ID in some random wallet. And he's like too dumb to like play along with it. It's your ID. So that must make it your wallet. That makes sense. Like he's like, it makes sense that it'd be my wallet, wouldn't it? but it's not. Did you technically finish LEGO Fortnite? I just about as much as one can. I'm sure there's someone out there who's done arguably more, but, you know, I'd be out here. Oh, fire pit. Got you. Give me 1 second. Got you. There's Brick Life stuff in there, so you can just scroll down to the Odyssey section. Okay. So we have a section. So these are all the materials that are going to go on the wall. The question is, do I want to group them up with anything else that's already, like, on a wall? I don't think so. So we'll probably make its own category. Do I slap it on this wall? Because I could always move it. Because they still haven't come out with a new weapon type. I'm expecting them to come out with another ranged weapon eventually, which I'll throw, because this is all the crossbows. These are all the blue crossbows, all the green crossbows, and the gray crossbows. But eventually, what if they add like an actual bow and arrow type deal? Those will end up going on that wall, and then if they come out with any new tools, that'll go on that wall. But that does leave... Like, they'd have to come out with 2 brand new items for this wall to need occupying. So I could throw all these on the wall here. Because 25 for charms would just be a 5x5 deal. You know what I mean? That would be just like, I'm not going to do a full spacing. Just like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, that would be roughly the spacing I would probably do for it. And then it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that would be, boom, that's charms. That's gridded out for the charms. And then the equipment would be 3. So let me just... Next, I'd probably... Charms would go over there. I'd probably start with, like, materials, like wood over here. So wood was 11. So that is, like... How would I display that? I'd probably do it like this. We'd probably have, like, wood... planks, wooden rods, and then we'd have like not root rods, mahogany rods, flexwood rods, and then frost pine rods. Yeah, that's probably how I would do the wood. And then so that's the wood, and the next would be stones, which there's 12. And I believe those are an even split, right? See how much planning this takes just to get stuff up on the wall? With stones, I think it was a 1-to-1. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then there's just 6 stones, right? Yeah, so these ones will just be 1, 2, 2. Except for I'll need to space them a little closer because that is not enough. Again, I'll redo the spacing some other time, but for now... So that'll be stone. Boom, boom, boom. The next would naturally probably be metal, which is 8. Which we'd probably just go, like, basically same thing, but a little more spread out. So just boom, 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 boom. That would be the metal. Gems, there's 14 of them, although they're split up differently because there's 4 regular gems and then there's 4 cut gems, and then that's 8 of them, which leaves 4 other miscellaneous. So what we'll do is... Probably do the same thing, but then there's 4 others. Probably just the same design as this. Yeah, it'll probably just end up being like that. Wait, no, because that one has 1, 2, 3, 12. This one would need to have 14, so this one... Yeah, so this one would have to have 14, so roughly something like this. Again, these aren't supposed to be perfect. A lot of them are misplaced. This is a rough draft, guys. Rough draft. Stencil, schematic, Mach 1, whatever you want to call it. Right, let's do fabrics next. Fabrics, there's 13 of them. And how are they divided? They're divided very oddly. So we want 2 sets of 3. Because we want, so fabrics to be like 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. Because this would be like silk, silk thread, silk fabric, wool, wool thread, wool fabric. And then this, we could go up here and be like heavy wool and heavy wool thread. And eventually they'll add heavy wool fabric. I just know it. So that covers 6, 8 of them. That leaves 5 more fabrics, which was the vines and the cords. And then there's drawstring and feathers. Right? Drawstring, feathers. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What's the 13th one? There's one more fabric that I'm like missing. It's in a weird category. Vine. No, I got vines. What am I forgetting? Got that. Got silk. What am I forgetting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What am I forgetting? Yeah, vine, drawstring, you're right. I usually put those next to each other in my storage base because they're basically like similar items too. But what am I forgetting there? I feel like I'm just like zoning one out of my brain. I don't have a spot for one of them. I just know I need 13 spaces. I just don't know where it would be. I guess I'll just add it where I would probably have like next to the drawstring and stuff. Or next to the... We'll just do this. So it'll be silk, silk thread, silk fabric, wool, wool thread, wool fabric, heavy wool thread, vines, cord, drawstring, feathers. Am I forgetting something or did I miscount? I swear there was one more thing and now I'm just forgetting about it. Maybe I overcounted? Maybe it's just 12. Arrows. You know what? Arrows will just go up somewhere. I'll probably... You know what? It's interesting you say that because I didn't even think about arrows. You know, it's else is also interesting that I didn't even think of. But the cannonball and the arrows. The reason I honestly didn't think about those is because they will probably be able to go on the wall, but these will just go on. I'll just work them into this wall, one way or another, because those are kind of like more like weapons than materials. But yeah, arrows. But no, I'm talking about for just as far as fabrics are concerned. Maybe I'm over counting. No, it's got to be 13 because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did I just forget about drawstring? I think I got it right. All right, so we got the fabrics covered. Next, we're going to do animal parts, which is 16, of which those are a pair, those are a pair, those are a trio. That's getting disincluded, even though it looks just like the blast core. I know the OCD might split you there, but technically this is called the storm core. It is called a greater storm core. These are more the same than these are, I feel like. Unless they make a greater blast core one day. Yeah, I know. But don't worry, the frost cell, the storm shell will go together. So we need a duo, a trio. And then this is going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know how I'll split those up, but we'll figure it out. So duo, trio, 5. So we can do like a duo, a trio, and then I think we do... Honestly, how would that work if we did like that kind of shape? Five, and then it would just be 1, 2, 3 for the claws, and then honestly, stink gland is just its own, so we could just go like 1, 2, 3, and then 1 for stink gland, and then just squish it down more. Or should I just make the 5 just go all the way across and make it shorter? Because I want to try to cover all these categories on one singular wall. So then we just have Star Wars, equipment, and MISC, which only takes up a total of 13 spaces, so we should be good. So yeah, this it's not perfect exactly how I'm going to put it, but this is a good outline for how it's going to be. So Star Wars is not even going over here. Star Wars is just going over there, so that actually doesn't even need to be counted. So that just leaves equipment and miscellaneous, which is an even 10. And the equipment actually... Oh, this needs to just get included. It's going to throw this one off. I guess... Because the Illuminator is not technically a charm. It is an equipment. So I guess we'll just do... What's all of the MISC again? Oh yeah, it's like the soil. It's like... So for MISC, we would just do dirt or soil, sand, snow, or fertilizer, soil, sand, snow. Or even better yet, we'd bring that down a little bit, but then it would just be fertilizers, biomass, batteries, and then the last MISC thing. blast powder. That was the last thing. And then blast powder could go like on top or below, one of the two, and then I'll just move this whole thing down. That covers miscellaneous, and then the equipment would just be like, honestly, equipment, the charm one I might put over here, but the gliders, if the gliders go on the wall, those might end up going over there. But I can't decide if should the illuminator go over here, or should the illuminator go next to the charms? Because I could just add one more off space to this 25 by 25 grid. So like there'll be a box of 25 here with the illuminator just sticking out there. And then the two gliders I could probably fit in over there. Does that sound good? Is it true that the Nano Villagers, I want to say they're rare. I think they're rare by mistake, as in like some people's worlds are bugged and they just can't find them like me. But overall, they're not supposed to be rare, I don't think. Actually fit pretty perfectly, and I can always space this out as I do this. What I'll probably do is I'll start on the left side, do this section, then flip over to this right side, do this section, and then go back to the left and right, and so that way everything kind of like can be as evenly spaced as possible. And obviously they'll always add new stuff, so I'll have to readjust it, but I like the idea of just having all this open space to work with for each category. Yeah, I think honestly it'd be better over here. The illuminator right next to the torch, to be honest. Like obviously I still gotta add some of the other miscellaneous equipment, but like if I move the torch over, put the illuminator right there, I think that'd be right on too. Because then having this perfect, obviously they'll add new charms. It won't always be a perfect 25, so that'll get goofed up eventually. But I think that's a good. I don't have to build anything extra. It just goes right on the wall. And obviously it's not all lined up. I know there's pieces in order. It's not misaligned. It's not symmetrical. It's not spaced evenly. It's just a stencil. But that'll be for all the items. And then there's, I guess I'll figure it out when I get there. Because all I have to do is chop off that top piece and then extend this up a little bit. And then over here, we could probably do this now. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Do you think that will be tall enough for the lightsaber? Yeah, that looks like it'll be tall enough, right? So like once it's activated on the 25th, it won't be touching the top, you don't think, right? I mean, I guess we'll find out then, but I think this can go a little bit lower too, I think. But that's where the plastoid, Durasteel, and scrap Durasteel is going to go. So that's ready to move in. The only other thing I kind of want to do around here is maybe add, like, I don't know where, or if it would be, like, pointless. But since this is, like, a display base, would it be worth, I don't know, again, I don't know where, would it be worth building, like, one of each of these crafting stations somewhere? Just to, like, because they're, like, unique, important items in the game, you know what I mean? Like, does the, like, do I just like throw them up like around here is just like part of the collection? Does that even matter? It's not really a flex to collect those. I mean, not really. Most of the items in the game are a flex to collect, but it's like, do I included this bench over here, and then like I included a regular crafting bench over there by those items, and this stuff, because it kind of made sense. There's weapons here, and even though you can't actually put runes on those weapons, but just to kind of give it the vibe. But I don't necessarily feel the need to put like one of each of these in. Spoke too soon. Way ahead of you. It looks like Morse code for each game. Oh, that is actually funny. Kind of looks like some sort of code. Oh, you know what? I never did. Did I just not have... Yeah, I still don't have the materials for it. I still haven't finished this up, but I'm always worried about complexity at this base. This is the side of the base you don't get to see. See, this is how you make flat land. You make it yourself. This is somewhat flat over here, but it doesn't go on forever, so... It's like right there, I start to hit my head. Same with right there, you can tell the elevation changes. Nana needs food. He'll get it when he's earned it. Kern. Like, I could have finished up this, but I just didn't. I don't feel the need to, because I don't really look at the base from outside often. Most of the time I'm in here from this angle. It's meant to have, like, display everything. And it does. So the other side, not too worried about it. How are they going to know? Be right back. Gotta go to the bathroom. Oh, someone asked if I displayed all the food. Part of the base I haven't showed you. Yeah. I was going to make this into a little Durburger restaurant, but then I just decided, nah, I'll just make it for display, and it has plenty of room to expand for future food items in the game. Because, like, I imagine, you know, give it another year or two of this game, we'll have, like, double or triple the amount of food we have now if they, you know, keep giving us variety like that. But that's all the food items. That empty one over there is not missing. There's just... That's how many... There's this many items, food items in the game, -1. So I just left one. It's like... What was I going to do? Leave the whole space blank? And then if you were wondering about fish, on the flip side, since this is the ultimate display base, obviously we have all the trophies in a level 10 village. But I also have every single legendary fish so far.
I've come for your pickle.
Yeah, that one. Nah, it's two in the way. Hey, get out of here. Get out of my way. Get out of my way. Guys, avert your eyes. This is supposed to be a family-friendly stream. Get out of my shot. Don't wiggle it. Bruh. Get out of here. You see that? No, leave. There.
He's just standing there, menacingly.
So I had a thought about the recycler just now. Curious. Like, what does the gem musket? So, like, with this, right? It costs 6 gems. It costs 2 metals, 1 powder, and 1 bear pelt. If you were to recycle this item, does it, my first question that I want to test is, does it give you different resources depending on how much durability is left? So like a full durability weapon versus like a almost broken weapon. Do you get more back out of the recycler if it has more resources? That's my first question. Second question is, regardless, is it going to give me back the bear pelt at all? Or, here's another question. Is it going to be a chance? Is it going to be a randomized thing? Might I get sometimes 4 gems, 1 powder? Sometimes I get 2 gems, 1 metal, 1 powder, and 1 pelt? I don't... It'll be interesting, because you only use 1 to make it, so how would you only get a portion of 1 back? You know what I mean? And in which case, that kind of becomes my question. Which items would be most beneficial to farm? Especially if you have time in the next week. Because, like, what is it? The enemies on the Lost Isles drop these like crazy now. So you could, if you were to be able to get frost bear pelts back from these consistently, you almost might be able to farm bear pelts faster just by taking out pirate enemies, right? And then same thing with like the shields. These are also 1 bear pelt, and a lot of enemies drop the shields. And you also get a lot of like brand new ones off of enemies, or like off of the chests. And then obviously there's like the gem weapons. So like, you know, I don't think, you know, that'd be cool if enemies actually could drop Shatterhorn stuff and you could get a Shatterhorn fragment back. But it'll be interesting to see how much, because Obviously, we get a lot of free items from enemies. What else do enemies drop a lot of? You can get knockback shields. Let's see, like, do you get a brute scale back off of the knockback shield? As well as a bear pelt. Knockback, dude. Knockback shields could be the most beneficial thing to farm, if you think about it. Depending on how the, you know, we don't know how it works yet. So it's all, you know, speculation here. But, dude, that's a juicy item. If you could potentially get one of the other items back. You're having problems finding mahogany wood? Dylan Conway, they are going to be on the Lost Isles only. So these are with the pink little dots all over them. These are the Lost Isles. Those pink dots are actually the floating islands on the Lost Isles. So about half the trees here are regular wood and half the trees are mahogany. They look very similar. I wish they would change it. Like, they don't need to make them like red, but why they didn't make those trunks have a reddish brown tint to them compared to the other trees, which should have had like a very dark brown color to them. But the ones on the Lost Isles, the way you can tell they're mahogany is the regular trees, they have like 4 or 5 kind of like medium-sized trunks sticking up. The mahogany trees, usually they have like one trunk and then it splits off into like a bunch of small branches towards the top for like a canopy. Those ones are mahogany. Imagine a new mechanic of portions items and you have to select them out for a full one. That'd be interesting. I also think if they added RPG mechanics to this game, it would be so fun. Like, I think it would be cool to character build. Like, I know it's a lot, but like, it would be very fun, I think, to have like a class system in this game. Where like, obviously you didn't have to like choose a warrior or something. But like, it would be something that you could reset and respec into at any given time in the game. You'd be like, I want to be like a ninja, and you could like click stats and upgrade perks into like stealth and stuff like that. I think that would be really interesting for this game, and could especially make doing dungeons with your friends more fun. Because you take a fight like a Storm King, it's very basic, but as they go on, we get more intense, like, dynamic boss fights. How cool would it be to group up with your friends as not only does you have different loadouts of weapons, but each of you are kind of spec'd into a different specialty. You know what I mean? Like, obviously everybody, you know, and another thing that they need to add to this game, dude, magic. Spells. I just think that would be the coolest combat mechanism ever. Like, give me a wizard staff, wands, spell books, give me rain of fire, give me lightning bolts, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, story mode 100%. There's so much potential, and they could go any direction, but they need to go a direction quicker. The Storm King is a great start, but we need more meaning than that. Because the Storm King is so vague. It's awesome, but it's like, we don't know anything about him. We know that he has acolytes. He has bad guys that he controls. I mean, that's like every other bad guy on the planet, right? But like, it would be nice if there was some more lore to it. I know the Storm Chasers kind of talk you through a little bit of it. It's pretty bland. You're a wizard, Harry. Let's give us a whole Harry Potter update. Is there anything left to do? Is there anything else left I wanted to do here specifically? See, like these, straight to the recycler. Straight to the recycler. Straight to the recycler. There's some other ones I get a lot of. Straight to the recycler. These ones I'll... What happens if you recycle a legendary item? Do I get a Rift Crystal back? That'd be sick. That's another one we need to test. I need to be writing these down. Because this will be a whole video. Testing the recycler. Yeah, Harry Potter update would be pretty fun. But even beyond Harry Potter, I think like just having like a classical wizardy, you know, castle wizard magic. Like what is it, Majesto, or I can't remember, Merlin, like just like a classic, you know, you picture a wizard in a blue robe with a blue pointy hat with a wooden staff and like Gandalf. Like that's the kind of wizard like I kind of want more like generalized, because then it doesn't have to apply to just Harry Potter specifically. Sorry, I'm just writing some stuff down. Alright. So what I've got down is, can you get pelts back? Can you get scales back? Full versus damaged. Does it matter? Can you get rift crystals from legendaries? What else do we want to test on the recycler day one? Guys, did I miss anything that we were talking about? We want to test, like, obviously full versus not full. We'll test, like, different items in general. Like, just different items. But obviously, I want to know from the items that give, like, you know, a bear pelt, a brute scale, a rift crystal. Are those things going to give back those single item requirement items? Or at least sometimes. And then what else would we want to know? Yo, what's going on, dude? It's just blasting the house. By chance, if the recycler, does it give back any certain amount of materials after one use? What do you mean by the item having one use on it? Because that's what we don't know yet. Those are kind of the questions we're looking for, but that's kind of the general question I'm going to be asking. Best way to defeat that big monster that throws stuff at you, the big Storm King. So it's tough to give like a one sentence explanation, but obviously having good weapons and charms. Like if you want to have at least purple health charms or purple regeneration charms. Those are going to give you more health overall, make your life a lot easier, and make you take less damage. And then having like a epic weapon and a crossbow, but it's a fight that is very focus intensive for a lot of LEGO Fortnite players, because you have the boss in the middle who has 3 to 4 different abilities that he's throwing at you or using on you every like 3 to 5 seconds. So like the Storm King, he has the big rock. He throws a rock at you. He can punch the ground. He what is it? The big like unibeam ability where he does the big laser beam. And then after you get to the second phase, he'll also start summoning meteors. So one of those 4 abilities, the Storm King is using like literally probably every 3 to 5 seconds, like I said. So he'll go from like the unibeam, 3 to 5 seconds later, he'll start to throw a rock. After the rock lands, 3 to 5 seconds later, he might do another unibeam. 3 to 5 seconds later, he might spawn some meteors. So you have to know that going into the fight. Like, my head needs to be on a swivel probably every 3 to 5 seconds because I know he's going to be throwing something at me. So then when he does that, you know, no matter what you're doing, you're fighting an enemy, you're breaking an enemy spawner, you gotta stop what you're doing, get ready to dodge that inevitable attack, right? So then beyond that, there's kind of a chain of operations that you're going to be doing during the fight. When the Storm King spawns, usually at least at the beginning, you can't even do any damage to the Storm King. He's going to make those spawners pop up. Your first priority is break those spawners. If you kill the enemies before the spawners are just going to spawn more enemies. So you want to take out spawners and then the enemies. And now sometimes those spawners will give you the regular acolytes, which are like the regular soldiers. And then you can also sometimes get the rollers and then the big nasty crawlers. So depending on which ones of those you get, there's also kind of a chain of operation for taking those out. So no matter what spawns, you kill the spawners so you don't get more of them. Second, if you have crawlers and rollers, you really want to focus on them first because they're the most annoying compared to the regular acolytes. So once those are taken out, then you take out the regular acolytes. Because then, once you have all of the enemies and the spawners taken care of, it makes it a lot easier to then focus your attention on the weak spots that pop up. It's really hard to focus on the weak spot when you've got 4 or 5, even a couple enemies trying to attack you. So it's kind of this rinse and repeat method of kill spawners, kill enemies, focus on the boss. Then you're going to break that weak spot, and then that process starts over again. Spawners, enemies, weak spot. Spawners, enemies, weak spot. All the while, you're watching out for, like I said, every 3 to 5 seconds, the boss is taking shots on you, so you need to be watching out for it. And then when you're taking out enemies, that's the thing, is you need to be fighting the enemies, but then every 3 to 5 seconds, you've got to be watching out for one of those abilities. So it's just very focus intensive, like I said. Oh yeah, Rifted versus Legendary. Because technically those would both have the Rift Crystals in them at that point as part of the recipe. So yeah, that'd be a good question. I would imagine the return percentage would probably be flat. But yeah, that'd be interesting. We'll just test. Different rarities. And then we'll also look for overall. What would be the right word? Overall percentage return. Because, like, it would probably be consistent. Like, if we took, all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these ruby iron pickaxes, you would assume you get the same return off of each of them. So that's one thing we'll test, is if that's consistent, and if it is, we'll be able to get an exact percentage. Because like this, what does that cost if it were the same exact thing? So boom and boom. So maybe we get back 2 of these and 1 of these, and and again with the pin, like, do we get those single items back? So would it be the same if I deconstructed each one of them again and again? Well, yeah. If what we can do before that, the rifted versus like durability is just because I'll have a lot more regular weapons that are low and high. We can test if the regular ones have a difference in durability before we test that, but who knows? Maybe it'll be different even then. Wonder what else, like, you don't think we'll be able to throw, maybe it'll be, like, it's something we'll obviously try, like, it'll go unsaid, but, like, with the recycler, do you think without them saying it, do you think it'll have a built-in deconstructor? Like, what if what if it also turns your slabs back into raw stone? Or what if it can turn your metal back into raw ore? Like, that's like in the realm of recycler, or would that constitute its own workstation, you think, if they were ever going to do that for real? Because that would be interesting, because we've all been asking for that too, is like a not necessarily, because the recycler is great, but we've also, on top of that, been asking for something that can unevolve our materials, so to speak, or unprocess. A material unprocessor, so to speak. So that'd be interesting if the recycler could do that. Do you know how to build up? What do you mean by build up exactly? Can I see your base? This is just my storage base, but yeah. Here, let's skip to daytime real quick. So it's literally a boss fight. Oh yeah, 100%. Or you're not talking about the brutes, right? Because those kind of throw stuff at you. Or the golems throw rocks at you too, technically. What's March 25th? We're getting like a medium-sized update. All right. This is my storage base. It's like my main storage. I have like other villages and stuff, but this holds literally all of my items in the game. Those are all for seeds. This is all for food. This is all for miscellaneous equipment. This is for all of the materials in the game. And then in here, over here is Star Wars stuff. So, like, see, this is Star Wars stuff. Let's see how the Star Wars items. I want to check those specifically in the recycler. Like, with these, can we get, like extra Durasteel? Because this will be great. Great way to get some extra scrap Durasteel. Because scrap Durasteel is kind of annoying to get. Or I can't remember which one. Which one even costs scrap? Is this one? Yeah, the E11. So if you recycle these, hopefully you'll get back some scrap, and even the plastoid would be nice to get off. Oh, and the batteries. Ooh, the recycler. If it gives back batteries, that'd be sick. That'd be actually really good, because all of these cost battery. This one would be interesting too, because that costs blast core, and this costs glass and a battery too. But like, this doesn't drop often, but these drop all the time. So this would actually be a cash cow. Do I ever miss the old storage? Honestly, it's the elevator aspect a little bit, but nah, this one's so much cleaner. How do you get your camp past level 4? So the starter camp only goes to level 4. You're gonna have to just start your own village somewhere else to get it up to level 10. How to get the batteries? You need to make a compost bin. I mean, you don't actually. You do need to. It's pretty much the only way to get biomass. You need to make the compost bin, and you put like food and other organic materials into it. It's gonna give you fertilizer, soil, and biomass. Biomass looks like this. It's gonna give you biomass out of the compost bin, and then from there, you go to your crafting bench. Go to the little the little fire, the little torch. Power cell is going to be right there. It costs 6 glass and 50 of that biomass that I was just talking about. And then you're able to craft them yourself. Or you can find them. You can also build a... Here, let's just do that real quick. It's not necessarily a super efficient way of getting them, but it can be, I guess, if you fished for a while. How many do I even have? Oh, 68. Maybe you can get a decent amount that way. That would be a pretty decent way to get batteries, actually. Because I don't think I farmed for that long. You can build a food processor. And check out what happens when you put electric eels into it. You get 2 fish fillets and a battery. Yeah, what's going on, No Jose? Codex hunting, I haven't been doing much of it lately, mostly because I'm not gave up, but like all of the fish I need, or not all the fish, all of the villagers I need, most of them are from Lost Isles, and a lot of them too are the banana villagers, which I just won't be able to physically find. I don't think. I think my world might be a little bit bugged in that aspect, where I just don't have the Nana villages spawning in potentially. But otherwise, I just got a couple other entries that I would need other than those villagers. Yeah, that's another way to get batteries. Any good ideas for a city? For a city, there's most of the stuff that you'd need for a city. Unfortunately, you will probably need some stuff from the item shop to get a good city vibe. Not need, but it would help greatly. Compared to not have, the free parts that are available for like an actual city. When it comes to item shop parts, you could make a blue building with beachside if you really wanted to. Even the Durr Burger you could use to make look like somewhat of an office building. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is a paid kit. It's obviously literally a city building. Even this, even the Raven's Roost, you could probably make into just like a creepy looking skyscraper, and that's a paid one. But it just depends. And then there's also the Daily Bugle, which somehow I skipped. Oh, there it is. Like the Daily Bugle has some really nice looking pieces. Do you think we'll be able to fight the Storm King after Odyssey is over? Oh, so this is a good time to, I guess, like do a little PSA on that specific category topic. So, LEGO Fortnite Odyssey is actually not the name of this update. LEGO Fortnite Odyssey is the new name of what we formerly just knew as LEGO Fortnite. Because before Brick Life, there was only this. So we just referred to this as LEGO Fortnite. When they released LEGO Life and also started doing more UEFN maps, they wanted to differentiate the different game modes by name. So now LEGO Fortnite Survival, as we know it, is called LEGO Fortnite Odyssey. Like Odyssey is the sub, like the suffix for the name for LEGO Fortnite, to specify the survival mode. This is actually the Storm Chasers update. So we're playing LEGO Fortnite Odyssey Storm Chasers. So after Storm Chasers is over, yes, would imagine you will still forever and always be able to do the Storm King. I don't think they'll ever take it out. Reason being is there's still all Star Wars Island is still there. You can still go there. You can still collect lightsabers. You can still fight the AWR troopers. You can still fight the Star Wars, the Empire. You can still fight all of that stuff. So I imagine everything they add is going to be there forever. It'll just be something you can cycle around back to doing at any time. So after the Storm Chasers, so like I said, LEGO Fortnite Odyssey Storm Chasers, we will eventually get another big title update, but it'll still be called LEGO Fortnite Odyssey at the end of the day. It'll just be called like LEGO Fortnite Odyssey, whatever the update's called, but yeah. Because now it's LEGO Fortnite Brick Life, LEGO Fortnite UEFN, which are the custom LEGO islands, like the holiday ones that I did some ads for and stuff. So you have LEGO Fortnite UEFN, LEGO Fortnite Brick Life, and LEGO Fortnite Odyssey. And then who knows if they ever decide to throw in a fourth game mode in there, be LEGO Fortnite XYZ. Yeah, that's what we're gonna check, Liam. We're gonna check for that. And then can we recycle mythics is the actual question. Imagine if we could recycle the mythics like the Shatterhorn blade and the pickaxe, or the Thunderclap blade and the Shatterhorn pickaxe. What if we could recycle those and get more Shatterhorn fragments back? Now that would be cool, because technically it's not an item you can craft in the game. But what if it gives you like one or two?
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby!
Shatterhorn.
Don't you put that on us!
We could get our collection. No, we couldn't, because then we'd have to disassemble. No, because I just wouldn't have more of the. I wouldn't be able to just build my mythic collection, which isn't a big deal. I'm not really trying to flex 100 mythic swords, but that means I can convert mythic swords and pickaxes into more Shatterhorn legendaries, essentially. How's the display base? Oh, we can go take a trip back there. I got it all prepped out for the 25th. A lot. I haven't been consistent lately on collecting the fragments, so. Pretty decent amount. I've only got like 2 sets done, maybe. Because I don't think charms will be really worth it to recycle. Like, unless they're really low-level ones, I can't imagine recycling a charm for any reason. You know what they should do? They should make it like a really rare drop to, like, especially if you're a new player. Like, wouldn't it be dope if it was really rare, but, like, you just go into a chest and you find, like, an epic cool-headed charm in the chest? Like, don't even gotta collect the stuff for it. Like, maybe not make it super big, make it, like, 1 out of 1,000, but, like, that kind of be cool. Like, knowing that you can get something special like that every once in a while. Because then there'd be a reason to recycle it. Because then if I'm an already established player, oh, cool, I found a charm in this chest. I can recycle it for some good stuff. Like, I already have it, but the display base... Oh, other wall. So, I've got it all planned out. This is... It's misaligned. It's going to be... This is the rough draft. As you can see, it's very weird. But there's different categories all set up so that, like, different pairings work. So all the different materials can go on the display mounts nicely, evenly. These are going to be the charms. This is going to be like the wood, the stone, the metal, the gems, the fabrics, or something like that. I can't remember. Yes, Bethany. Is it posted in my Discord? I'll post it in there right now. I think we have a channel for the updates. Yeah, patch notes. Yeah, they're in there. Thank you, by the way, Neptune, for getting those in there. Or at least getting the bot set up for that. So if you go to my Discord linked in bio, if the link in my bio doesn't work, just go over to my Twitch and ! Discord over there. You'll get a link for it that will definitely work. But over on my Discord channel, you would just go over. It's right in the welcome category. It's the patch notes channel, and I have a wonderful mod who sets up the. They get the patch notes posted every time they are posted, and they are everything you need to know about it. You don't have Discord, then just this is just Google. I think you could just Google LEGO Fortnite patch notes, and it'll probably come up. Let me see what comes up. LEGO Fortnite patch notes. X. If you go, do you have X or Twitter rather? They have it posted there on their official Twitter page. They have a link to it. Either way, that's why I said I'm thankful. Whether you put it on autopilot or not, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's also it's on Reddit as well, I believe. Just go to the Reddit page, search patch notes, and then just like filter by the last week, and it'll probably be the top result. It also has Brick Life patch notes at the top, so just know that like if you want to only care about the Odyssey stuff, it's about halfway down in the patch notes. There we go. And then what was the other major? So Thunderclap Blade, we're just gonna be testing that all around. So with the wall mount, we'll figure that out naturally, like whether we're able to, because I really hope the cannonballs and the arrows are like a no-brainer. Those should be able to be displayed, but I'm wondering, the only thing I'm kind of unsure if that'll be displayable is the gliders. Will the gliders be wall mountable? I feel like that's the only item I could see not being included in the update. You feel me? I hope so, but out of all the items, I feel like these ones are really big compared to any other thing that's going to go on the wall, right? Like charms are probably the biggest. Charms have the most pieces. Like most of these other ones are like these are like one or two. Like the burgers, like a few more pieces, and it's not that big. But like you get to some of these, and they're like the glider, and they're quite large. So I don't know how that'll end up going on the wall. I hope it does. It'll look sick if they do it right. But yeah. Oh, yeah, just Fortnite.com. I imagine they post them there, too. Wait, collection of what? Everything? These are all the legendaries minus Shatterhorn. So there's all the Ruby, Amber, Shatterhorns. Like I said, I don't even have 2 full sets complete yet. Well, I guess I do. I just got to upgrade. I got to level these ones up the rest of the way, so they'll get there eventually. But I know some people are like 4 or 5 sets deep on this. But I've got the rest of them. And then all the epic versions. Honestly, I like some of the epics better than I like the legendaries, just because the color pattern, like the 2-tone, looks better than the 3-tone color. What's March 25th? We're getting an update. So on my Discord channel, or if you can go to LEGOFortnite.com or LEGO Fortnite's official Twitter page, you can see the patch notes for everything they're releasing on the 25th. It's nothing huge. It's not going to be Storm King level, but we're getting a recycling crafting bench, or like a recycling crafting table, or like workbench that will be able to like dismantle old tools, and you get some resources back. They're also making it, this is why I'm here in this storage base again, or this display base. They're actually going to make it so you can put anything on the wall mounts. So right now you can't put like materials. You can put like stuff that can go into your quick bar, but like wood and all the other materials in the game, they can't go on here. On the 25th, you'll be able to put all of this onto a wall mount. The cord, the storm core, the granite, the blast powder, the silk, the gems. You'll be able to put all of that stuff on a wall mount, which will be awesome. And then they're also improving the Thunderclap Blade. So this mythic sword from the Storm King. Because the pickaxe is already really good, but I'm glad they're listening, and a lot of the community's feelings on this sword is that it's not very good. Literally, like, the swords you can make are better. So they're going to be improving this sword quite a bit come the 25th. You're officially my supporter creator in the item shop. Thanks always for answering my questions. Got you. No, seriously. I'm always here for you guys. If you have any questions, always shoot. There's never a dumb question. I understand there's always new players coming to this game, and being a creator in a game that, doesn't have as many players as I think we would like it to, and that's reflective on hopefully, the game making improvements and how it's been, but I'm always happy to hopefully encourage and anybody who's interested in the game by answering their questions. My creator code is my username, Epic Bricks, spelled exactly the same, Epic but with a K. But yeah, if you have questions about where to get a certain fish or get a certain item or whatever it is, I'm here for it because I've collected it all, done it all. I hope, when did they say there was new sets coming on the 25th as well? Because that would be great. We haven't got a new set since, like, I think it was either the Nightmare Before Christmas or the Spider-Man ones that were, like, the newest ones. But those were, like, October. Where do you get copper? You get copper from Grasslands Caves, and I believe it's also in Desert Caves still. But I believe they moved copper to also be in Grasslands Caves. So you can get it in a cave in the Grasslands or a cave in the desert. And you're going to need a green pickaxe or better for that, I believe. How do you feel about when they updated the weapons? It was a very big change, but overall, it's not like they got, like, obviously the original sword, like, they don't have the iron model anymore that was a little bit longer that you used to be able to make, but you can still make like a one molded piece sword. It's just not the good one anymore. But the fact that they went to a brick built style is so much more like in the spirit of Lego for me that, one, I like the visual update overall. It makes it so, because like with the swords before, yeah, there's more molds in Lego. Like there's like 100 different single molded plastic sword pieces in Lego that are all different looking, have a different shape, have a different blade, all that kind of stuff. But I don't know, something about a brick built weapon feels more in the spirit of Lego, and you get more variety. Where single mold, you just change the color of it, and that's the only way you change that singular mold. Whereas like this, you can change the color and the pieces, so you get like huge variety. Like these epic weapons, they look really cool because they can use like transparent pieces and shiny pieces for the blades and the gems, and then you go to legendary and they look even crazier. It's like an evolution. It's like the perfect way to give weapons evolution because you can even see the evolution. At the lowest level, they're one piece. They're very basic. And then they go up to green, and they're like 2 or 3 pieces. And then they go up to blue, and now they're like 4 or 5 pieces. And then they go up to legendary, and you know, they're like probably like 6 or 7 pieces, but they're also way bigger and shinier on top of that. But just like, it was a much more natural way to show progression of weapons. And like design wise, the actual crafting is, when you wanted to craft an epic sword before, you had to have iron, and you had to have iron. Iron bars made you an epic sword, right? Well, now if you want an epic sword, you know, you can use one, you know, technically Shatterhorn's not likely that you're going to be using, but you can use 4 different gems. And Amber is really common, so it might not be the best one to use over Ruby or Sapphire, but you don't have to just have iron. You can, and then it, like, let's say you don't even care about the stats between these 4. You can just make it whatever color you want, which I think is a cool customization option beyond the stats. Just the aesthetic aspect is really fun. But when you're starting off, you know, and you're not going to have all the good stuff, look at all, like, when you first started, I think, like, a green sword, I can't remember what it would have cost. I think it was, like, knot root and, like, marble or something. I can't remember what the original recipe for the green sword was. But now when you're a new player and you're just starting off and you want to make your first green sword, well, you might already have collected 1 or 2 of these items already by chance. So you weren't forced to collect one thing and only one thing. So I like the openness to it as you progress as a new player, but also even at the top end, I like the customization aspect. How'd you get those tools? So this, I have collected all the items in the game. So like with a sword, these are all the available items you can make the blade out of. And depending what you use for the blade is, so if you make it out of something that's gray rarity, you get a gray rarity sword. So if I make it out of glass, glass is gray rarity, so the sword is going to end up being common. If I make it out of something in the rare or the common category, then since it's green, it's going to make it into a green uncommon level sword. Same with the blue. If I use a blue material or a rare material, it's going to turn it into a rare sword. So it's just a lot more open-ended in general for the sword in general. So there's tons of different items. So for the sword, you know, I could make this would be like a really crappy sword, essentially. It wouldn't be good, but if you were low level, it would be a sword, right? And it would be red. But otherwise, once you've collected gems, you can make it way better, and you could have ruby and gold, and then it's an epic level. It's got extra speed from it being ruby, extra, you know, durability in a rune slot from having gold on the hilt. So that's a better one. But yeah, there's lots of different materials you can use. Yeah, what's going on, Charlie? Do the auto gardens still work? Yes. They have to be specifically spaced for them to work, but yes, they still do work. And you don't even need the balloons anymore. You can actually use those swords. You can use these swords to... you charge it up to level 1, and then you let it rip, and it actually destroys all the plants and harvests them for you in a straight line, and doesn't break the garden plots. And you don't need to use the balloon method. Yo, thank you for the follow. How do you find the eels? Those are going to be on the Lost Isles only, the Colombo Islands. Now, I can't remember if I found them exclusively on the beaches or on the floating islands. I think the eels I found more on the floating islands. Someone refresh my memory if you were there. I believe the eels I was finding on the floating islands more often than not. And that's where I obviously ended up finding the legendary one. But I think it was the stink and the puffer fish or whatever it's called that I found at like ground level. And then I think it was the electric eel that I ended up finding on the floating islands. But yeah, so you go to the Lost Isles, and more specifically, the floating islands on the Lost Isles. What pickaxe is that? This is a Shatterhorn and mahogany pickaxe. So these are all Shatterhorn. They're made out of the Shatterhorn fragments you get from the Storm King. The butter. What's that? That's what we're hoping for, Machine. That's like it's all just kind of up to, you know, waiting for it to come out and testing it. But I think I'm going to call it for tonight. A little bit of a short stream, but I got what I wanted planned done. And I was going to get a video posted before today's stream until I realized that my 15-minute recording that I did, and I went to go edit, and I didn't have any audio, so it kind of pissed me off, and I just started the stream instead. I was like, I was going to be even later for today's stream to edit the video, but then when I realized that I didn't have audio on my recording, I was like, I don't feel like saying all that stuff again right now. I'll do it later, and I'll just go live now and deal with it. But I'll call it there, and no, it's literally like 15-20 minutes of work. It was just like me being a baby about it. I was like, I was just kind of annoyed at the time, and I was like, I don't feel like doing that all over. Not like it was that much work. I have redone so many more things and put so much more effort into it, so many other things. It was just like I had a time limit that I was kind of giving myself. I was like, all right, record, edit, go live. But then I was like, well, if I have to re-record this, that's going to put me even more behind for the live. And I was like, nah. But also, I'm going to plug the creator code for the item shop. But also, if you guys are interested, I actually sell Lego IRL online, real Lego. If you guys are interested, I sell Lego on bricklink.com, which is basically eBay for Lego. It's a Lego marketplace and essentially a very good index or a library or a resource if you're a Lego fan. If you're a IRL Lego fan, Lego collector in the slightest, you need to familiarize yourself with bricklink.com. It will, one, enhance your love for Lego, and also if you're a Lego geek, it's got like you can literally look up the price of any Lego set, any individual minifigure, any individual piece down to the color. You can look up what a 2x8 brown plate costs, because there is a market value for it. So if you guys are interested in buying Lego from me and you'd like some Lego shipped from yours truly, Epic Bricks, there's a link to that in my bio and on Discord. I got you guys here. There's a link for you guys on Twitch straight to my store, and I ship about 1 to 3 days after the order is put in. And right now I've got many Lego Star Wars minifigures in stock. So if you're a Lego Star Wars fan, I've got a lot of stuff for you. But otherwise, I sell individual parts, individual minifigures, and I do have several sets listed. What's it called? What's what called? Bricklink. Bricklink.com. What am I playing on? PC. Raid Nate B. Perfect. Did you get that right? You play on Switch? The one thing, I love playing on a PC for all my gaming, but the one thing I do miss is getting to just sit on the couch, sit on my bed, kick my legs up, put my whole body under the covers, snuggle up, and just play a game in cocoon mode. It's not really the same on a desk, like yeah, I can slouch and kind of be lazy about it, but that level of cozy is unmatched to console gaming. But code Epic Bricks in the item shop if you guys enjoy the streams, if any of my content has been helpful for you in the past. I appreciate it in advance, especially if you go to your item shop and you go here and it's just blank and there's no name here. Help me out. Type in my code anytime you get anything. It does count for the crew pass and any other purchases you make. So if you subscribe to crew on a monthly basis, it does count towards the creator codes. So I'm going to raid out here on the Twitch. Have a great night, guys. I will see you later. See ya. And for my TikTok and my YouTube people still here, if you're on TikTok, please consider coming and checking me out on Twitch and or YouTube. I stream on both of those platforms as well. I just ended it on Twitch, and anytime you see me live on TikTok, I'm also live on Twitch and YouTube. On Twitch and YouTube, I am the same exact username, Epic Bricks. That's Epic with a K. Same exact username on any other platform, even Instagram, even though I don't post there much. But if you want to find me, so I think over on Twitch and YouTube, just by nature, because they're main streaming platforms, the quality is a little higher there. But also on Twitch, you also gain channel points just from watching for free, and you can use those channel points to do things like pick out my outfit during the stream. If you ever want to go through my locker and pick out an outfit for usually I put it an hour on the cooldown for that redemption. So if you pick an outfit, I wear it for an hour before someone else can pick another one. But little stuff like that makes it a little more fun. But come check me out on Twitch, Epic Bricks. And my normal stream time, I've been streaming less and not as heavily lately, just because it's been a little bit of a dry spell for the content, and I don't want to burn myself out to the ground. So once we get this update on the 25th, it's not a huge update, but you'll definitely see me streaming for a week and a half straight, probably after that update comes out. I stream from 4 to 8 Pacific normally, which is 7 to 11 Eastern, which is quite late now. But yeah, that's my normal times. I'm out of here, guys. Have a great night. See you later.